a lot, putting that into Cassante. There's a lot of dashes you can stop from him, decent laning phase. Everything about JDG's comp is protecting the long-range backline from the huge engage coming from LNG.
Isn't that the bread and butter though? I mean, you got such good control from JDG around objectives. They have a ruler, they have Knight. Those are two guns you'd want on your side anytime here, but I do love you there. I think getting this reset timer is going to be super important. Obviously, they were able to get a contestation over both objectives would be huge for them because Harold actually may be contested still, as it's not Tarzan that gets knocked out of there. It will end up being that Rift Herald actually re-engaged on by JDG rather, and they get the Nature's Grasp in there. They're following up. There's the big Pop Blossom, and you got a big wombo there for LNG. They can't get the fight though. Who's going to go down first blood? It looks like it might just be Zika. He gets out with a nice little flash, and it's traded back and forth. First blood goes over, but it is Chaos with a triple knock up there. It's JDG that end up taking 2 for 2.
Next huge fight's going to come through. Both teams understand how important that objective will be. So LNG walk away with another neutral objective in the game, 100% control over those in game one.
If they take it, but they realize that JDG are right there, and with those compositions coming online, the TPs abound. Missing's going to pop the quickness, or actually try to go in rather. The nice little Feather Storm here from Gala. I don't know if he can pull it back enough though. They engage back onto the back line. Hanavi gets ripped apart, but the Moonlight Vigil comes through as well. It is Ruler who is untouched, and every time that happens, he will decimate. Dragon already started up. Look at Scout. Oh my goodness, we've seen him do this before. He finds the Pop Blossom, he goes in with the Proto Belt, but he can't get it. That Keeper's Verdict also separates the fight. Knight gets out alive there as well. Going golden is Scout. He had another big fight going. Oh my god, Zika gets him! Holy cow, JDG are still fighting though. They will not give this one up easily. They're still going, and there's just not enough damage.
They have no carries!
Just yet. Oh my god, 369, he's making it out alive, but Zika slices him down, and the Cassante shows his face.
That mid lane out of turret with the Herald remaining in mid lane. LNG walk away with a great blueprint for how to win team fights later into the game.
Oh, we got TPs. So LNG want to continue stacking. Both TPs coming in. We did get some particular item spikes coming out, but Ruler isn't here just yet. LNG do secure their soul point, but they've got to make it out of here as well. Zika gets connected on by Kanavi.
Knight gets to survive in a way that he didn't do in that last team fight. These fights are going to look very, very differently. So LNG, they're going to try and continue to stop that happening. Zika's getting unparalleled sideline
vision game aplenty for LNG, but they've got to try and stop some of this side lane bleeding coming through, because you do have gold going down and present. Everything available for LNG, but you've got to watch the setup.
Okay, so again, the angles hung on the flank this time. JDG trying to return.
The Scout, they go in with Tarzan preemptively. The Nature's Grasp actually used. Look at Hung. Here comes the Pop Blossom from Scout. It's not going to be enough because nobody is there to follow him up. He goes golden, but this should just mean his life gone, and Knight snipes him down for the back line.
But the real hero of that fight wasn't even on the screen. Other side of the fight by the Poppy. And you know what? It's very easy to tell who wins these fights. Knight and Ruler survive.
Yeah. It's going to be all down to Gala and Ruler when we get into these big team fights, when we get into decisive moments, and a decisive moment for JDG to start the Baron.
LNG, they've lost a lot of ultimates in that last fight. They didn't even win. This is an important moment. Baron being shredded.
Hung is going there as well. About 3,000 health. He's in the pit though. He can't get it. Moonlight Vigil onto multiple members, and the Baron goes over to JDG. You've got moving forward Ruler. He's got the every damage you could ever ask for, and LNG are getting wiped off a Summoner's Rift. Scouting
and punishing you for it in the entire LPL right now. They get Baron, they start pushing in turrets, and that gold lead we said, which was in the...
There are a face in tatters for LNG, but more...
Scout?
Scout trying to find the engage. He can't do it. Going back in, and you can't step to Ruler if you know you're not going to get him. They go for the big engage. He goes golden, though. He is surviving so much. He's buying so much time, and he's still alive. This happens every single time Ruler hits the Rift. You try so hard to go for the king, but you can't get him, and JDG rip you apart. LNG have nothing left here, and it's JDG looking at their first Nexus kill of the Grand Finals.
No other player in the LPL could survive a situation like that. Ruler is in fine form as JDG march towards the Nexus.
This man has dominated the LPL since his first game. He got a pentakill in spring in his debut match, and he is making his name known in game number 1 of the Grand Finals. JDG, the Titans of the LPL, will take game 1.
It feels so unfair playing against players like Knight and Ruler. You catch out Knight and Ruler in one team fight around Dragon. Sure, do that another 5 times. That's how you got to beat this team. Ruler, you cannot allow him gold stats and An extra engage threat alongside the Rel, so it's not just Tarzan going alongside himself. So it's Rel jungle, Leona into that support. 369 is going to lock in his second poppy of the series, even with just those 2 games locked in already. He's going to be playing once again a bit of blocker for his backline.
I think it's super important to keep that factor in. We are getting a different iteration.
Absolutely insane. They've got a slow crash here. Missing needs to be very careful though. He's missed the
that Zenith Blade actually connected on the back end, and Tarzan for a 3rd time will show his face bot side, and Missing should just go down to Gala. First blood for LNG.
Just a slight misread on the map. What's going to happen with this one? Ult used from Knight. He's chunked out Scout. Is that enough for JDG to fight?
Tippers is already used, but is making himself known. To get the re-engage there by LNG. Look at the rocket jump, 2 triple knock up there, though. Comes through for Missing, and now Ruler's able to fire away.
Resets.
Kanavi's already there. Manet's already gone, and now the reset's coming through. Kanavi gets away. The cleanse coming out as well. This is a little bit for Ruler to make his name. It will be one more going through. No, the knock-up is there, and Ruler gets the kill again. It's the first kill, at least for JDG. LNG's composition a little bit, but I gotta go back to the biggest factor for JDG. They do get that dragon, but it will be a lot of
Herald being started up on the top side by LNG, and Scout, as we said, being a side lane threat.
369 try to bait out Scout there, but it should just be this turret going down, and that's that side lane pressure coming to work here. Trade some of this map control for these objectives, and they will end up getting another outer. The top side outer almost down as well because of
Gotta feel like JDG walk away with any big team fight after that point.
Oh,
so strong. Scout looking for a big play.
Zika's on the other side. Scout has come into the play, but 369 is being such a crucial factor here. He does have Zika on the other side, though, Missing getting a little bit lower. The Unbreakable tanking up so much, but you get 369 all outed here. He needs to be careful. He went in for that engage. The Glacial Prison has missed, but Zika's gonna go so low too. Kanavi wants to go in. The Ignite's not gonna be enough, and Tarzan goes right back in with a Magnet Storm. Here comes Hung 2, and Gala gets the kill. The resets have a
Whoa!
but look at Missing going in with the engages, and it's still Ruler, full health.
Full breadth of the HP bars. 369 is fairly tanky for this point in the game. And you can see how well he uses that. LNG, they can't look enough, it's going down.
Zika's gonna keep him out here. Kanavi over the wall. Can he get in it? Zika, I thought you were gonna stop him. All out goes through, and Kanavi can't get into the pit. Denied from the Baron. It is Zika's life for 4 purple capes.
That is 1 fights this time, but 369 is on the flank, and he is not seen.
That is a heck of a flank, too. He's looking like Scout from game number 1. LNG have taken the bait. The Keeper's verdict. Who's it going to hit here?
Gala!
This is a 5v4 now, and Gala's gone. That is so huge. And JDG, they're trying to fight this before Gala gets back. They get Knight down as well. Scout already takes 1. You're trying to get the resets here, though. Is Tarzan going to go down? He gets taken out. Resets there from Gala as he goes back into the pit, but it's a 3v3. And now
Missing!
will knock up there as well. They can't get Ruler. He goes down, and it might just be Gala, the saving grace here. He's still alive, and the double knockup comes through. Zika! He is still ripping them a new one. It's Kanavi and 369, though, that turn it all around. And Zika might have gotten that one, but he's going to be dragged down by the demons of JDG.
How the heck does a pop one of the important objective fights?
We needed some execution from both sides, and right now that engage potential from JDG is looking real good. But speaking of engage, LNG want it. They want Ruler. They go right on him. Solar Flare connects. The king is gone, and that means LNG can strike at the peasants that lie beneath him. It's Gala popping off. It's Scout popping off, and LNG, they are alive and well.
Ocean Soul be damned. The 7 Seas couldn't help JDG in that fight. Ruler doesn't stay alive through the full engage. Kanavi, one of the last remaining members, going to get soloed out in his jungle.
Can't believe it has amounted to this. The back and forth nature, the boxing match, and Kanavi is taking up a storm here. He should be able to not survive at least. The blast code nicely targeted by Tarzan. It's going to be a slow and steady burn, but the entire time LNG are looking at mid lane.
Scout was almost thinking about leaving it there. The Ocean Soul keeping it
still going.
He's unkillable.
Why is this happening on my screen right now? My God, Kanavi has literally been fighting a 1v2 for a minute and a half. They're gonna have to call everybody to try and take this man down. It's literally all 5 members of LNG bot side, and Kanavi finally just gives his life to the turret.
That is the League of Legends. That does mean that a lot of the damage is immediately off the table. We're onto the Baron again. LNG pushing the tempo of the game forwards.
Fight round 2. Let's go. There's the TP coming in. That is going to be Knight with everything available. The Solar Flare already utilized. Baron down to 4,000 health. 369 comes in with a nice engage, but more so, you gotta look where Kanavi is. Can you get into the Baron pit? Zika going down. Knight's already gone to Scout 2, and LNG, they're trying to pick them apart one by one. The Baron is still contested here. Who's gonna win the smite fight? It looks like Kanavi's gonna commit. Tarzan, no! It's Ruler that gets it in the end! 369 gives his life. He had Gala another kill, but it's JDG that end up taking the Baron while they lose their lives.
Are they going to lose the game for this, though? If Ruler dies, this could be it.
Oh my god, he got him out. Ruler's gone. Yeah, it's the head off the king, and LNG, they've made this a
Baron still comes through. LNG steal the game instead.
They are looking to put a quick end to this one. We were wondering if they could find any promise in a best of 5 against our would-be golden roaders at JDG, but it is LNG that are able to put the bricks in the wall here in game number 2. They grabbed a very different composition from what they had in game number 1, and their execution was needed, and it met the bar. Give them one more or not. It's the nexus of game 2, and LNG even it up 1-1.
There will be no sweep today, folks. Not a reverse, not a 3-0, none of the like, but we will have ourselves an even series coming at that one. It's a glorified through itself. And now LNG, they need to be the ones playing backline, playing defensive, and giving Scout and Gala some time to free fire.
And then we do finally get the anchor coming through here for LNG. It is the Nautilus that will be locked in, so a lot of point-and-click CC, beautiful stuff against a double marksman style composition, but that means that Hung...
Not available for Hung, but
they gotta find the engage. Gala, he has flash, he has cleanse, will preemptively burn it, but he gets headbutted and pulverized. Now Gala's locked down. Is this just gonna be first blood? And it's Ruler who picks it up. He got his head chopped off in game 2, but he's alive. But Knight needs to rocket jump. He took an extra tower shot there. Tarzan not gonna follow him up just in case there was anything coming, but Kanavi, he was doing the dragon the whole time.
I think Tarzan was looking for the mind game, everything, flashes importantly. Circles towards this bot side. Mid lane is currently stuck in top side.
Wow, that Hex Splash actually for Missing is so big. Featherstorm's already used. That's such a defensive tool. That's Gala's cleanse as well, but the Blade Caller is actually pretty big in the back there. Missing is still tanking it up with that Unbreakable. He will not go down. It is going to be a re-engage from Hung. An Emperor's Divide pushed out by the Knight. Buster Shove, and it doesn't matter. The AoE combos and a double kill for Zika.
LNG!
So much about their compositional strength and the fact that they needed to defend Knight and Ruler, and that is ever so present here in game 3. We did get that side lane pressure.
Count on that point, but if you're alive, you can do damage.
Oh, that was actually so clutch from Tarzan right there. He denies the engage for Missy, but Missy goes right back in, burning the Ignite already. TP's coming through. We aren't even fighting over the Rift there, we're just fighting to fight, and it is the Missing going a little bit missing here as he goes down. Scout gets the kill in the end, and it's LNG who are separating JDG as a whole. It might just be Zika trying to take down through flank.
He's on a deep flank. He is behind Vision. But how much can you do with this? There are flashes and ults available from LNG. This is still not an easy engage.
Just get a second tier tower.
I mean, 369, what are you going to do here? I mean, he's not on Vision, but is grouping up to get the bomb onto this bot tower. However, if they overstay, I mean, the entire team of LNG can pounce if there's a mistake made.
Oh, this is the 3v4 right now, and Zika's tanking up so much. He gets in there. Look how much the Crocodilian's doing! Nice double headbutt pulverized combo for Missing, but the depth charge connects, and they have so much going for them. Kanavi's already out of the fight, but it's actually Knight that turns
right of LNG and then just been done with it. LNG, they push in another lane. They bait in a play towards the bot side, and then they take the dragon. LNG's macro in the last couple of games, one of the very best players of it. LNG, they've toyed with JDG in terms of macro around the last objective they're at. They're now starting up the Baron, trying to force the play again.
They're just forcing the fights. They're taking JDG to task here. Big Magnet Storm comes in from Kanavi. That's pretty big, but look, Zika, he's going right back on a Knight. He needs to get back over there, though. He goes over with Scout, and Scout can't get the engage, though. It is actually going to be 369 caught out. Missing has the flash over the wall, and Kanavi, it gets taken out as well. That's the second time Kanavi is the first to fall, and LNG go right back to the Baron.
Go right back to it. LNG, they're using the objectives to put JDG's feet over the flames. What cooldowns do JDG have left?
They've got to do something. Ruler has to step up. He doesn't have the guns. He has the grabs, but he gets engaged on. Is it going to be the depth charge that's enough? He's locked down. That's the Emperor's Divide. And LNG, they destroy them again and again as Knight left out to dry. movement as a whole, and it is something that they're getting picked right, like Missing is trying his hardest, but he just goes down at the end of the replay. That means that they're going to push down a second tier tower. They still have almost 2 minutes on the Baron buff, and LNG, there's
a cooked 2 beef for dinner for LNG. They're trying to finish off in a 5v4 with the Baron buff available.
Nature's Grass comes across. They get the turret here as well. Nice little lockdowns. They actually find Kanavi again. They can't get him. They can't stop him. LNG, it's the ruler that is the only one that can find anything right now for JDG, but there is an Emperor on the other side, and Scout in his mainstay, in his pick, and it's LNG that will take that leg forward. They will completely clean ace JDG, and that's 2-1 for the 3rd seed from hell.
LNG go golden in that game as they threaten the golden road from JDG. No one expected LNG to be in this finals, and they are putting themselves into 2 match points.
I think you'll be able to find those concussive blows very easily here as well. So I like the standard style comp, I guess the standard for Knight with the Ahri, but it is the Jinx locked in for Gala, a hyper carry to dream of.
Okay, so flipping the compositions from game 3 to game 4 a little bit, at least in regards to the double marksman now being played by LNG.
We have both junglers hovering around the dragon here though.
To bot lane push coming in from Ruler and Missing. It's hard to jump onto a Braum.
Gala's here. This is really bad for JDG. They got to be careful, but they might just turn it around. No, it's going to be Hook that makes it out, and First Blood goes straight to the king of the jungle, Tarzan, and it's looking like Gala wants another one, but he can't get exposed. Now taking a dragon for themselves, maybe contested, is a mark of prominence for LNG. They do get that one. Nice denial from Knight there, though. Doesn't hit the charm, but Tarzan is the focus, and JDG will strike back. They do get the rocket jump out of Scout. The concussive blows actually land onto Hung. Might have Scout getting in some trouble. The Buster shot comes through. He's
going
gonna
to pick 5v5s.
Oh,
potentially a deciding game.
All right, there's LNG moving in a little bit late here. Missing, going to be tanking up a Storm. The Dragon does go over to JDG. Nice little Cyclone there, and a cast comes across. Missing is still alive, but Zika flashes for the kill. Now you got the resets coming through, but the double marksman comp is still alive and well. You got to be careful that re-engage at JDG. They pull him apart, and it's actually going to be Knight and
like Rookie out there as well. Chovy, another great player, but Faker, Shahu. Yes, there's a great list of them, but Knight snowballs very, very effectively. JDG will want to continue that snowball as an entire team, not just with that mid laner. By getting that Herald in towards that mid lane, taking the mid lane out of turret, getting a second charge.
Wow.
It's a good moment here. How far are they willing to go for this?
Oh, Glacial Prison comes out. That leaves the room for Knight to go through, and now the Cyclone Scout just taking out the golden left hand, seizes the neck of Scout, and rips him from
control the map. That's a big clap back now from JDG.
3-0 on the Ahri, another side lane turret going
So
down.
JDG, they take the opportunities to make a topside play, really hard forcing it, using all charge of the Spirit Rush, and they trade that for the Dragon. Again, this is not really the soul which is going to determine the game, so giving up a Cloud Dragon or two halfway between that kind of utility and damage build, because it gives you a decent amount of ability haste. Fight towards the top side though, Kanavi doesn't have flash or ults.
He was playing pretty aggressive there in the lane, and that's just a complete lockdown. Scout gets his first kill of the game.
Why is he up that far? Really feels like Cardinal Sin by Kanavi dying at the Baron spawn.
That can't happen. That can't happen. It's a double marksman composition. They burn this so fast. There's no real response for JDG. Look at Zeka. He found a double knockup, and Ruler's already burned the Feather Storm. Zeka is looking for the Ruler, but he can't find him with the all-out. LNG on the other side trying to reset.
For this one is spotted out. Now JDG, are you looking for the turn or are you looking for the finish?
All right, they're going to try to go through. 369's already over the wall. The Baron is the focus right now for JDG, but they've already taken out. It is not going to be stolen away, but the Gragas is already gone. Tarzan trying to get out of the back of the pit, but the Cyclone is huge damage, and that means the JDG have already taken down 2 here. They get the depth charge out onto Ruler, but the Featherstorm in response. They are finding everything they need. It might have been the Baron, it might have been the fight, and JDG, they actually take down, no, Scout, he goes down to a triple kill to the golden left hand.
Knight has
in this replay, it's actually insane, man. He dodges out of the dredge line. He gets that huge charm connection there, and you can appreciate Gala trying to go ham, but it doesn't matter. Oh my God, JDG, they are looking to end the game here, 25.5 minutes.
They've just taken the Baron. They've taken a huge fight. Scout is the only remaining wave clear. JDG, can they push this to game 5?
They are looking to take down these last Nexus turrets. You don't have much defense from LNG. You're missing Gala, you're missing Hung, and we're seeing a lot of what we saw last game come alive for LNG. They can't get this double marksman comp online fast enough.
Okay, but how much wave clear can come through? The Baron creeps are so tanky.
Oh, Tarzan caught. Tarzan's down, and Ruler takes him down. That's the Nexus Tower number 1. They're looking at number 2, and you better get those speakers ready, because we're going to Silver Scrapes, baby! And it's nothing else for the LPL Grand Finals!
The Golden Road's got a hint of silver in it, but only in the game 5. The dream is alive for JDG. LNG, they've pushed him to the edge, but they were blindsided by the mid-finals.
All right. The Emilio has made it through for the first time of this series. Is that what Missing wants to lock in? But the Lilia for Tarzan, the new Jungle King, it feels like, of the LPL, will be a pivotal moment for LNG. It is the Alistar comfort coming back in for Missing, now that he knows there could be some pressure up there.
Our first resets of the game coming through.
Oh, that's the flash. That's huge. That's big. And that's 369 with the thumbs up kill. First blood, JDG.
Because Tarzan needs to be kind of doing the CC rather than doing the carrying. The Rod of Ages, the extra HP makes some sense. He's heading towards top side now.
And get the all out here. It does put 369 in an awkward position. Has the slice and dice, but you've got actually Tarzan going around the other way. 369 realizes he is not where he needs to be, and it's 4 members of LNG who will strike down the Crocodile.
Takes them a while, but at the end of the day, it's a 4v1, and that's not something.
We'll be slowly burning this one down. We'll get all 5 plates in that top lane too.
And he'll get the first turret bonus. He's making sure that more minions die to that turret, and now this is an issue.
Lullaby would be really nice. Give up your life for that engage though, but it is still Knight able to take down some objectives in the side lane. Gets a turret for JDG, first one of the game for them. But this will be Tarzan taking LNG's first dragon of the game too.
Top side of the map is very open now with both top lane outer turrets being down. None of the other towers touched on that. Still important to them. Slow down yet again. Hung's towards top side now though.
A little bit of a weird Pop Blossom engage here, trying to get over to this turret, but it's Scout, and actually, they might, oh, okay, he doesn't get him in the end. Knight just goes down to Scout, and 2-0 for the chase. Dragon started, and it's already about half health, a little bit lower. Missing, able to block away, and the Dragon goes over to
Scout!
Scout finds the flank. That's the double knockup, and the big pulverize. I don't know if they can get the damage down. Look at Ruler putting the feathers into the backs of LNG. Zika gets out alive. If that cooldown comes up fast enough, LNG do not want to give this up. This gives so much power to JDG, but there's nothing they can do about it.
It is daylight robbery from Jingdong Gaming. It's a dragon fight gone awry for LNG, and suddenly it's an objective into the favor of JDG. It's the Baron afterwards beyond that point. And now you have to play this siege, long-range poke competition against the powered lead,
but a lot of confidence in their play.
This is another big problem for them now too. You know that big chunk taken out of mid lane turret earlier? It's going to lead to the full turret going down right now.
Take down mid and bot here as they're spreading out LNG a little bit. The Lilting Lullaby is coming down. Every combo there. Boom! Straight to Knight.
Pop goes
More careful on how they get this engage. 369 is about half health too. There's more poke coming down from Scout on the edge, but it should be a commitment from JDG. Missing going to go in, tank up so much just so they could get the soul, and that just means that they have a lot more strength coming into the fights as well. You have the Lilting Lullaby available if they want to try to pull the trigger on that one, but they get off. I don't know if they can, actually. Tarzan just looking for those swirl scenes on the back end. Ruler's all by himself. That's the Featherstorm used, the Blade Color too. Hung's taking so much. You come at the king, you better not miss, baby, as he takes them down. And JDG respond.
In the LPL, we have...
Might get that. Oh, he heals so much. Missing goes down to Gala, but it's 369 that stays alive. Push down so much, although Hung looking for Knight. Does have flash, does have the Pop Blossom. That tier 2 Baron buff on bottom side, that'll be another tier 2 going down, and JDG starting to take down the structures one by one of LNG.
Tower finals before this point. Knight has the minion trick again. I think he's been spotted out. It's going to fail.
Prison. Oh my god, they actually found the engage. Missing tries to go over the wall there as well. They've already gotten Zika down. JDG, that means it's a 4v5 in front of the Elder. A dream from LNG. Can Tarzan get in there and be the miracle worker for his team? He can't. He's denied. And JDG, they have the clap of the Elder Dragon wings to ruin LNG. last hopes. Oh my God.
JDG! They find themselves the objective fight. LNG, they're scattered to the winds. They try and force a 4v5, but it is not enough.
Oh, the last one goes down. JDG, they're looking for one more clap, and Gala's gone. Ruler, it makes the difference, and JDG are on to the Nexus.
It is so much closer than we would have thought, but JDG, come what may, they will find themselves 3 titles in a row.
They are looking to try and break history. They are looking to put another brick in the golden road. Their mojo is mighty. Their touch